Hi, I am here today to tell you 10 of my favorite ways to practice speech. They're going to be different fun ways, because we know speech practice can be boring. I hear a lot of times that my kid won't practice at home, or my kid doesn't like to do that. So let's try to make it fun and entertaining by putting in some different activities. One of the things I recommend is using a book. And you can do a letter search while you're reading the book. I would pick a certain letter that you're working on, tell them the sound. They can match search, or they can just search for it if they're old enough to know. Use fun things like flashlights and pointers. Use different things to find the letters on the pages, keep track of them. I actually have another video and about 5 different ways you can read books to practice your speech sounds. So you can look at that one for more ideas. But books is suggestion number 1. Suggestion number 2 is games. If you have a game that has a lot of parts, like Don't Break the Ice or this little dinosaur game, all different sorts of games that have different pieces to them, they can earn the parts, and then when they're done, play the game. Depending on the age of the kid or how well they're doing with their sound, you might want to practice 1, 2, or 3 before they get a turn or before they get a piece. If it's a lot of pieces, just stick with one word. You can use cards. You can use applications on the iPad that have pictures in them. Or you could even just use word lists for this one. It's just practicing, and it doesn't have to be words. You could practice sentences. You could practice just sounds alone. Another thing we like to do, number 3, oh, actually, we're still on number 2. I'm skipping ahead. I'm so excited to share, is if you have a board game. This is my double-sided board game. And for each turn that they're going to take, they're going to do the same thing. They're going to say 1, 2, or 3 words, and then you're going to give them the dice. They can take a turn. The fun part about this is you can reverse it, and then they're going to take the cards and the dice, and you are going to then be the student, and they'll be the teacher. So when it's their turn, they'll tell you to say feather, and you could say peather, and they could tell you you're wrong. And then you can fix it and get your turn at the game. Make sure you play along. Make sure you make it fun, because speech practice isn't always fun. We want to keep it fun. Number 4 on our list, number 3, I'm skipping ahead now. Number 3 on our list is feeding somebody. So you can use a cereal box, you can use a shoe box, you can use a Quaker oatmeal box. This is a Nesquik box, and you can give them a mouth. You can feed them whatever it is. I have a whole bunch of cards in mine. I have sounds, I have vocabulary, and the best thing when you're doing this is say the word, then you're going to feed them. But to make this fun, sometimes they want to eat it and they chase after it. Sometimes they don't and they run away. No, don't feed me the soup. I don't want to eat it. You have to definitely play this one up to make this one more fun. It seems the kids like to feed them things they don't want to eat, which makes it exciting. Some more feeding games. If you happen to have one of these guys floating around, easy to put one card on his tongue. Say your word. This is our F in the beginning, so it'd be feather. Put it in, push down 1 tooth. Another word, push down 1 tooth. See who can get the most teeth down when you play that one. And another feeding activity, this is a new one I just learned, is a tennis ball that has something in it. Now, not for the little kids, you don't want them trying to put coins in their mouth, but our older kids who might value the money can go ahead and for each sound they say, they can put 1 in the monster. And maybe they get to keep these nickels, dimes, or pennies, whatever you use when they're done. Don't use too big of a money or you're going to go broke. Let's see, and that would be number 3. We're going on to number 4, which is hidden pictures around the room. Ta-da! I have some in the behind me. This could be pictures or objects around the room. To make this more fun, go ahead and turn out the lights and use your handy-dandy flashlight. If you want to keep the lights on, then go ahead and use the laser pointer to point out the ones that you find. And number 5 kind of blends into this one. It's I Spy. Same sort of thing. Put the objects and the pictures around the room, and you can use laser pointers or flashlights when you find it, but you're playing a game of I Spy. So I spy with my little eye something that howls at the moon. It happens to be a wolf. So you get to practice. So now we're on to number 6. Number 6 would be a very fun way to practice. This one is fishing. We all love to go fishing. To make your fishing pole, all you need is a classic fishing pole that you have around the house or one from the dollar store. Glue some magnets on the bottom. If you need something a little different, dowel poles, string, and a magnet on the bottom of that. Now you can attach safety pins. You can attach paper clips to your pictures, and then you can use your paper clips to catch them. Just like that. And of course, fishing is fun by itself. Name them as you catch them. Model, 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 and encourage imitation. And number 7 is a kind of a daily practice. This is more of an idea, sort of along the same things with this. And the rooms of the house that you use often, you're going to put these pictures. So under the mirror in the bathroom, or on the mirror in the bathroom, under the TV, under light switches, on your refrigerator. As you go into those rooms and you have to do things, let's say our 3 speech words first before we brush our teeth. Let's get some milk, but before we do that, let's practice 3 of our speech words. Hey, look, they're hanging right here. A great way to practice throughout the day without having to be too structured with it. All right, practice idea number 7 is a fish, we did fishing. So practice number 7 is, or 8, we're on 8, no wonder I'm wrong. 8 is a frisbee toss. Doesn't have to be a frisbee, can also be a bean bag. I have a monkey bean bag here. Or it can be a whole box of stuffed toys, your favorite stuffed toys. What you're going to do is take your articulation cards and you're going to throw them on the floor. This is a great opportunity to practice. Practice as you throw them. So the kid gets one card, they say their word, food, and then they can throw it on the floor. Feather, throw it on the floor. Throw them all over the floor. And then here comes the game part to this. What they get to do is take their frisbee, their beanbag, or their favorite stuffed toys and toss them. They want to land on the cards. The person who gathers the most cards by the end of the game is the winner. So you're aiming to land on the cards. It's a really fun way to do it, especially if your kid's into stuffed toys and you don't know what to do with them all. It's a game to practice your speech with their stuffed toys. All right, we are off to number 9. 9 is make a road. What you do is you take all of your cards, and you get a whole bunch of cars. And what you're going to do is lay them down on the ground to make yourself a road. Practice them while you lay them down. Because once you start playing, you might find you're not getting practice in as much. So we put fish and fudge and fur and feather, and we line them up to make a road. Now comes the fun part. The cars can drive on the road, that's basic, or you can have 2 cars, one on each side of the racetrack that we just made, and you push them at the same time. See where they stop. This one would have stopped by maybe fudge, and this one would have stopped maybe by feather. So feather was feather was up higher, so it went farther than this one did. You can talk about it and practice your speech sounds while you do. Have little races. All right, and number 10 would be practicing in a game of bowling. Now, can be done the simple way that we did with our game with the dinosaurs before, where for each pin they practice a word, you stand it up. But to make this more fun, what you can do is actually attach your words to the pins and then stand them up. Say them while you stand them up. If you wait till you're playing the game, you won't find you're getting the same amount of practice. So each one you stand up, you say fork, and then when you play, practice them there too. Uh-oh, fork got knocked down, but what's still standing? So make feather is still standing, or fudge, or whatever sound you're practicing. If you're practicing sound levels, you could just write letters on here. And then just practice the sounds that are still standing. And play again and again, and you get lots and lots of repetition in a very easy game. All right, so that was our very fast, very quick review of 10 ways to practice speech at home. Feel free to ask me questions. Feel free to tell me if you need cards. And I look forward to working with you this year. Bye.